Hey, I'm Kev, welcome back to MXGP Pro where Kev Hillman is closing up on Jonas. Can he finally overtake that thing after a couple races round the WW Motocross Park in America? But here goes Hillman then for his qualifying effort around this hard-packed surface in America. As he goes through this long first corner. Reminds me of Qatar, that corner. As he's coming off a back of a very dominant performance in Sweden, using the same setup as well. Let's see if he can dominate around here as well. He's got a very tricky rim section there. And through the left, it kind of reminds me in Thailand in parts as well, this track. How easy, and it's like it's can to go off track like that. Then we're just showing off, skillfully recovering. Let's use the banking. And then over the whoop section. Okay, too much speed. This is almost like a supercross track, it feels like, just without the stadium aspect. As he's got to beat a 45.2. I don't think he'd be close on this lap. This is just exploring that. Finding out what this lap is all about as it goes for the right. Got some very dangerous jumps around it. So it's going to be very easy to catch you out in the race. As he failed on that tabletop. And you can see he's much slower as the guy in front just racing away. It's going to be closer to a 150, isn't it? So you go, let's pedal through to the left. But this hard-packed surface does remind me a bit more of, say, Russia. That hard-packed surface. It's going to be a 48, so 3 seconds off the pace in qualifying. In Russia, the surface did have some give, but, you know, it's still a hard pack. You still can't drift the bike through corners, as Jonas is at the top, mastering the condition ahead of Siwa and Iber in third. Fantastic from the KTM ahead of Boges. Then the Husqvarna twins of Olsen and Covington, and Patriel, Prado, Antelons, and Sterry rounding out the top 10. Top Kawasaki ahead of the Italian. Has you got the home hero in 13th on his Kawasaki, Hillman in 16th on his Kawasaki, and the other home hero Covington in 6th. As at the back it is Ivanov. So can Hillman get used to the race conditions like he did in Sweden? Remember, he qualified off the pace there and then was just magnificent in the race. Can he do the same here? So here's Hillman revving up then at the start alongside Ivanov, waiting for the gates to drop. Let's get underway for the first motor in America. For 30 minutes plus 2 laps of fun. Hillman immediately looking to the inside to be making some moves. As Olsen gets a whole shot. Jonas outside the top 5. There's Hillman down the inside. Back then the American hero, Covington. 4th. Now you want to make the move on the American yet. And then runs wide. Oh, that's not good. Should have made that move stick on the outside. That's a bit zary over the tabletop, but great start. And Patriel, the number 6 insip behind. The most important, Jonas behind this lot as Hillman gets a superb run over that whoop section, gets past Covington for 4th. And maybe got held up by Siwa in 2nd. Seem to be holding up Prado. And Hillman just goes by both of them as Olsen in the lead. On the Husqvarna, not the Husqvarna I'm sure the home fans wanted to see in the lead. A great start from the Dane, now being chased by Hillman. We haven't seen these two battle a lot this season. Of course, Switzerland as well. Qatar at the beginning of the season, but perhaps expected a bit more battles between these two. Maybe we'll get it here. We approach the end of this first lap. So when in through the final corner, tiptoes it. As we go on to the second lap, fantastic opening up for Hillman, just exactly what he wanted. He's right in the podium place, he's fighting at the business end. Well, Jonas has dropped back slightly. And Jonas will be spending the rest of the race battling back. Hopefully that's not the same for Hillman. Let's go over the jump. So you've got the Russian in 15th, Petrov in 17th. Again that tabletop. That is going to murder him this race, isn't it? Need to sort it out in that section. Not in this section, he seems to be pretty good in this section. Well, the previous section he needs to sort out because he lost around half a tenth and he's pretty close to Olsen there. He's going to be spending the rest of that catching that back up. Oh no, Olsen been told to pick his bike up by the official. So Hillman into the lead. What a fortuity. Let's see what he can do now he's in the lead. That's what a perfect couple opening laps. Can he put away? Or would he be struggling in speed-wise? Unlike Sweden, we'll see now. Let's go into the penultimate corner. And through the final corner. As he sets a 44.3, that's not bad. Much quicker than he managed in qualifying already, so he's found at least some seconds. As he tries to put away. Very wide line there, but you got that banking in that right hand that really saves you. So over the jumps. And a bit wide. On the power hard over this section. Oh, that's nicely done. That's much better in that tabletop. Hillman in a good rhythm already in this race. Just as I say, it goes a bit wide and sloppy in that left-hander. Managed to clear those tabletops though. In the next second, awesome amount of speed. Now over the right, just using that banking, landing that banking. And you get a good run off that corner. Not the best run through the next right though. It's over the tabletop. Oh, clears it with ease. We've got a Russian in 15th still. He's getting the holiday home at the moment. As you tail whip it a bit. Again, don't want to be scrubbing it at all around it. Let's see when it does a 44.1. No doubt you could do a 43 maybe. He's just a bit off the pace. Go over the jump. Going a bit wide. Which had to sneeze there, so there might be a bloody terrible cut there. I do apologise. Sterry in 17th. He's eyeing up the holiday home now, or 15th. So there we go. He's definitely got that section much better now, Hillman. It's a bit wide. Bit of a tight line into the left, and again you can't use that tight line because you've got some banking on the inside, so if you want to try and cheat that corner slightly, you can be made to pay. Like Olsen was into this corner. That's why Hillman's going a bit wide on entrance into that corner. It's over the jump. To the next right, that's not too bad. Over the jumps. In the tabletop. Just got to be careful of that. Braking too deep into the corner and trying to pick up the bike, the throttle. Because you know with later in the race that's just going to lean to fall. So got to be careful of that, Hillman. And again, very deep into that corner. He's not getting the gap though behind. You see that? In a couple seconds maybe he sets another 44. As long as he sets this consistent pace in the 44s, he should be good, I think. Don't know, to be honest. It seems to be the pace that everyone wants, and Hillman has. Just like in Sweden. But what a perfect first third of the race. No mistakes at all either. Well, I've jinxed myself now, haven't I? That's how it's not clean over the tabletop. That's much smoother, that's better over this section. You see, open up that left-hander for the wider line, just carried a bit too much pace over the final jump though. You see lots of just little mistakes on these laps, which show that a 43 is definitely there. You just get it together. Just thought that was a bit wide. See, another mistake. Had to compromise himself into that right-hander. Managed to clear that tabletop again. Now it's better through the right hand and not gain too much speed in the corner, taking the apex nicely. Same through that left. No braking at all, just carries the speed through the corner. And that's better through the left hand hairpin. And through the final corner there is a 43.5. Now that lap suggests a 42 could be possible. As you saw, he made a couple mistakes which cost him quite a few tenths. Do love that first corner. It's a bit like guitar. Very long radius, but with the hard packed surface, you just ride in and open. You stay upright for that corner. You're hanging on to the edge of your seat. No corner quite like it around the rest of this track. That first corner is wonderful. Got quite a lot of ribbon sections and jumps. It's a bit more like a supercross track, to be honest, than motocross track it feels like. Just about the stadium aspect. It says, oh, Hillman down though. At the end of the first third. Does he get going in the lead? He does. Well, there goes the chance of a mistake-free race, and there goes his lead. So only had a lead of a few seconds. Can't afford another mistake. Otherwise, he'd be in a pack, I get the feeling. Now he's got to try and build this lead again. That's good for the right. Well, the good thing is he does know he has the pace round here. Maybe not a big pace gap like in Sweden, as he's lucky there. Fighting with fire, Hillman. He's already got burnt once. Don't want your whole body scarred like it was in Switzerland, Hillman. It's that final corner off camber, the trickiest corner on this circuit. Even more tricky than this first corner. And look, he's got Prado breathing down the neck of him. I believe it's Prado behind. And this Red Bull KTM. So first third went as planned, apart from that mistake, which has now got Hillman on the back foot. Now he's got to get back on that front foot and build this lead again. As the Russian really loves that holiday home in 15th, doesn't he? That's better over the tabletop. Couldn't quite make the triple afterwards though. Then over this whoop section, just keep leaning back. No, too much speed in the last one. Oh, he's offline. What are you doing, Hillman? Pushing too hard. Just got to sit in that rhythm we had previously. Don't be pushing too hard, Hillman. That's better through the right, opening up the corner. See, if he did that on that 43.5, that it could have been a 43 flat, maybe. So then that corner dictates the speed you carry all the way to that hairpin and over that jump. But that section seems to be Hillman's section. It seems like he's got some breathing room now behind, again. Final corner's definitely not his, though. As he approaches the halfway mark of this race, he's got a bit tense after looking a bit comfortable in that first third. It's Hillman playing with the track boundaries, though. Don't want to be doing that. Not sure about some of these American officials. You never know. They could be asking you to pick up your bike like they did to Olsen earlier. But we do find this track pretty fun to ride, actually. Once you get into a rhythm, it's very flowing, actually, and quite fast. Despite some of these corners here, because you can be aggressive most of these corners, and that really does pay off around here, aggression. Of course, it would be wonderful if it was a sandy surface track, then we could be really aggressive. But with some of the banking in these corners, some of the camber as well, it pays to just carry perhaps too much speed into the corner, because you know that'll help save you, that banking or camber, and get you back on track. Guess that's not good from Hillman again in that section. Lucky to get away with that. Sterine 17 once again eyeing up the holiday home. But yeah, you have corners like that which are wonderful. But it's just all aggression about not braking, barely lifting. Then you have corners like this where they can bite you back, as Hillman, I think, did a high 43 there, or low 44. That's why it's odd mistakes. And that first corner as well, that is all aggression, holding on to the bike. So is that right hand as well, Kane, too much speed in the corner, but then you got the banking to help drag you back in. And then his left hand, you're just using the ruts as well, going with them. Okay, the speed in second. Over this rhythm section. Oh, too aggressive over the tabletop, but gets away with it, Hillman. And again into this left cane, a bit too much speed maybe into that corner, but again the banking saves you. It's only really this left-hander where you can't be aggressive. And the final corner. Now left-hander's quite bland actually compared to every other corner. There's just no kind of ruts to deal with, no camber. You're just dealing with traction really through that corner. Every other corner has this style to it, has the ruts, has the camber like that, has the banking on the inside to deal with. That corner doesn't. Maybe it has some slight banking on the inside, that's about it really. It's very unusual around this track. So we're into the second half of the race. That Russian is still in 15th. I think it's his holiday home now. I think he's claimed it. Still, you got to fight in your hands, lad, if you want that. So that's why I love this track in one part. Because aggression does pay off. He sets another 43, Hillman. He's really establishing that lead. 2 KTM behind in the chasing pack. But on the other hand, being a hard packed track, you're getting not much from the surface. I thought we were getting quite a lot in qualifying. In the race, barely anything. It's not like Russia at all. It is more like Switzerland with the hard packed surface, and a bit like Sweden as well. Maybe not as dry as Sweden. As you can see, you've got some wet patches here either side. So there's a tiny amount of give, but not anything you can really play with in the surface. It's, again, just being aggressive, using the track contours to your advantage, and using your bike traction as well, the mechanical grip you got in your bike. So there we go through the left, that's better. A bit of a slide as well for the non-existent crowd there. So yeah, it definitely is a good track, just very difficult. Get the pace out of it if you're not aggressive enough. That's also why we like it, because it is an aggressive track. As I said, more like a supercross track. No wonder Hillman's in the lead and has been for the most part. Is that Russian is still in 15th? He's going to be paying rent for that holiday home soon with the amount of time he's staying there. Hillman really has established the lead. I don't see anyone really behind him as he does a low 44. As he approaches the final third of the what has been almost a flawless race from Hillman. Just a couple of mistakes in this third. Got a bit tense for a moment there. It shows he doesn't have the kind of pace advantage he has in Sweden, but there's enough advantage that he has a decent enough lead here and he's kind of comfortable. So he's still got to be very careful here. Make sure he stays in this rhythm. Saying that it's a bit wide in the right-hander there over that tabletop. That's the trickiest of all the tabletops. Just because you're in the middle of a whoop section here and suddenly, oh, we've got a bit of a jump here, okay. So you've got to watch out there. And over the jump. Dude, love that left hand. And look at that slide into the left hand as well. That was beautiful. Talk about aggression. How about going almost full pelt through that left hander? With a nice drift. That was beautiful. Shame he hasn't got that section afterwards correct for quite a few laps though, Hillman. He's causing himself time there. So a bit out of the groove into the left-hander. Manages to regain it just about for the next straight. And a bit wide into the next corner. As all clips the sign. Lucky. Incredibly lucky again. It's about the second time I think he's clipped something and got away with it. Can't afford to relax around here, Hillman. Got to keep in that rhythm. Keep the flow going. As the guys behind are only like 5 seconds back, so one mistake and again they're breathing down his neck. Oh, and a bit out of the ruts in that left-hander. So there you go, that's much better over the tabletop. Well, you just got to keep it in 5th then from now on. Through that whoop section. Oh, actually, there is a bit of a crowd on the inside of the circuit. Not on the outside, though. Only stewards and trees. That's all. That's a bit wide. The banking saves him just about. Very lucky, Hillman. It's over the jump, over another jump. So a bit wide in the hairpin. Actually has a good launch off the corners. Oh, the American's got the holiday home in 15th from the Russian. And so into the final third of the race. It's all changed for 15th. Battle's heating up for the holiday home. That's a poor lap from him on a 45. He's got to get back into the 44s at least, if he's not going to be tracked down in his final third. And oh, out the groove into the right. I know you can carry speed there, but that's a bit too much, Hillman. Just a bit ragged these last few laps. It's a pretty physical course. Maybe fatigue setting in for the Macau rider. As the American has secured 15th on home turf. Holiday home, coming home. At the moment. Oh, and a bit too much of a slide through the left. Just not looking good at the moment, Hillman. Ever since he had that perfect drift through that fast left, Just out of the rhythm. Just not quite nicking at home at the moment on the Kawasaki. I mean, he's using the same settings he used in Sweden, in Switzerland, in France to good effect. Well, in France and Sweden. Seemed to be good round here as well, despite getting battling traction a bit. So he's hit the bank on the inside for the left as well. That's 3 or 4 mistakes this lap alone, and now he's outbraked himself. Into the tight left. He's done a 44, but without all the mistakes, could have been a 43. So he got around 5 or 6 laps to hold on, does Hillman. That's better into the right hander. Not good on the exit though. He's got a big train of bikes there, battling over, must be the low end of the point. Only just seen, I think it's Ben Watson by his lonesome, but that might be the battle for the harder home for 15th, you never know. It's through the left. Again, awkward on the power. Gets into that left-hander much better though. I have to say, there's one thing we haven't seen around this course so far, and that's Vape Nation. Where's Vape Nation at? Barely seen any flags either. They nicked to the left. Oh, there's a bit of Vape Nation there. That's about it, really. Very surprising. Thought it'd be for some flags raving from Covington, obviously not. He went over the jump. Approaching the final 5 minutes, it looks like he's just begging for the finish now. As he does a mid 44. He is struggling out there, Hillman, now. The final part of this race. Might actually be 6 laps remaining. Depends how quick he is on these next couple of laps. Go to the jump. Into the left, that's much better as the American has nailed down 15th in Excite. So go a bit more aggressive in that section. Oh, the wrong side of the rut though. So he's lost all that time he kind of gained by being aggressive in that previous rhythm section. Here we come. Here come the chasing pack. They've caught up to Hillman, and oh, he's wide in the left. Here comes Prado for the win, for the lead. Not making it through. Just been a poor final third of the race so far from Hillman. All over the timing sheet. 44s, 45s. Not found the perfect rhythm. Made a few mistakes each lap so far. And nailed it for those final couple corners. Another 44. Ricardo said hello. It's a warning sign for Hillman. As it looks like we do have 5 laps from Haining, unfortunately, unless he can slow it down slightly. Well, he has to slow it down by 20 seconds. I'm not sure he can do that with Prado right in his tail. And who knows who Prado's brought with him. So go over the tabletop, that's much better, that's more aggression. Oh, he's into the rut! Hillman's lost the lead! To Prado! Just this second full mistake this race. Had so many little ones, but it's cost him. Prado's had the pace. He deserves the lead. Himmon's been ragged. Now he's got to chase down the Spaniard. Oh, he's almost slowed down too much over that right hand. Now the chase for the victory is on. After being so silent at the front for most of this race. It is Hillman v Prado. Less than a second separates them. That's all. Hillman wide, hits a bank. That's cost him a couple of tenths. As we go into the final section. Hillman with a 47. Lost at least 3 seconds that lap. It's all wide. Lucky Hillman, lucky. Oh, he's down though. And here comes the American Hero by into second. Oh, it's all coming apart for Hillman. In this final third of the race. As he gets back past Coverdon quickly. Now can he chase down Prado? There's Coverdon, you're just slowing us down by battling. Sure you realise that. Now Hillman needs to find that rhythm he had earlier in the race. In the first half of it. As he's a couple of seconds behind Prado. Through the left. He could be aggressive. Through the ruts. He's been pushed wide by the ruts. Holds on just. That's massive over that jump. Well, he's got a good rhythm. And into the massive tabletop. Can't believe that. He's only made one mistake till this final third. Now he's made 2 in a couple of laps. And again wide. No! Hillman, you idiot! Get going. He's out of the podium places, would you believe it? After leading for most of this race. He's just chucked it away. And now he's got Jonas on his tail. He could have gained good points in the championship. Now he'd be lucky to gain any. As he's got Olsen in front. We've got 3 to go. Looking down the inside of the Dane. He just chops him off. As he's trying to chase down Covington at least for second now. He can't win this. Prado's too far in front now. Covington's just in front though. But needs to clear his teammate Olsen quickly. Which he is not doing. The Dane a brick wall in defence at the moment. As where you going? You've lost it. You're behind Jonas now, Hillman. Such a poor final third of this race. And now his championship leader's pushed him into the ruts. Coming down the inside, forces his championship rival wide. From what looked like such a good race to be gaining points, it's only going to be a couple. Still, everything counts, but it could have been so much more. Even so much better for Hillman. He needs to get on the podium at least. Surely. After such a race, such a performance for the most part. It's Covington's actually chasing down Prado, is he? No, that's that traffic in front. Someone doing 45s out there when he needs to step it up. What is he doing? That's much better through the first left. Got the gain to Olsen though. Jonas doesn't care about the podium, does he? He just cares about beating Hillman, which is to the detriment of both of them. As Olsen's got a bit of a gap now. And then we can kiss goodbye to second as well. You go over the jumps. Right in the tail of Olsen. Breathing down the neck of the Dane. There you go, actually a smooth exit that time. Olsen not as good. Then through the left, a bit wide from Olsen. Hillman has a look. Then over the right hand jump down the inside for Hillman. Takes back third. That's that traffic in front. It actually slowed down and it's like Covington, has it? Or is Covington way in front? Sterry's got the harder home in 15th. The Brit finally breaking through to get it. There's Hillman ruthless on that traffic, just forcing his way by. As Prado crosses the line onto the final lap. Hillman with a 42.6. After being chastained for doing a 45, here he has responds. Now can he do that on the final lap? Where's he woken up from? Where's this been in this final third? As he sniffs seconds in front. So Hillman's much better at chasing, it seems like, than leading. Even though he's very comfortable in Sweden, but now look at him, he's alive this race. He got too complacent in this final third. He did chuck away a victory here. But he's going to be gaining points on Jonas. That's the main thing for the championship. Could have been a bit more, could have been 5 more. Who knows if that will be vital in the final third of this season. As he is pushing like a hell to catch up to Covington. He's going to be close. The American hero is going to finish on the podium, but which position? This way he's going to be safe in second just. So he went over the jump. Just not enough in the end for second. Just not enough in the end for victory as Prado wins. Hillman in third. Never been so disappointed in a podium. So in the end, Prado wins, well deserved for the Spaniard. Always consistent, kept up the pressure on Hillman in that final third and went through to win by 1.6 seconds ahead of Covington, with Hillman just a further second back. But we'll have to analyse, how did that 42.6 come out on that penultimate lap? We have to see that and see if we can repeat that in the second race. As after 20, that's Olsen in fourth, Jonas in fifth, loses some points to his championship rival. Seawan 6th, Patrick 7th, Bogiers 8th, Lawrence 9th, and Van Dotnik rounds out the top 10 on the Yamaha. As looking further down there is Sterry in 15th and Nordi home ahead of his fellow Brit Ben Watson and Ivanov at the back. So 20 points to 16, so Hillman's gained 4 points. It could have been 9 points though. Can he make it so in the second moto? So for watching, we'll find out next time.